Hello, everyone, and welcome to Friend Diagram. This is the podcast where two friends catch up and find common ground between their favorite media. Okay.
I'm leaving that in.
Between their favorite media. I'm Remy.
I'm Kat, and today we will be comparing notes on 28 Years Later and Great Big Beautiful Life. Warning, spoilers ahead.
Hey, Kat.
Hi, Remy. It has been a long time.
I know. Can you tell by the way I botched my own intro?
It was perfect. It was perfect. And don't you dare say any different in the comments.
Yeah.
We don't need that negativity. We're back.
We're back.
And
Kat?
we have a goal to, get back into the rhythm of things. So we're going to try to release every other week for now.
I have hope that...
I have hope.
Now that I live in yet another different state.
Yeah, congratulations.
Things could be settling down. Things could be smoothing out.
Mm-hmm.
We might be back on track. Yeah, I'm way closer to you again.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in your zone.
Yeah, I mean, the commute to see you is probably about the same as it was when you lived in New York, so...
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that's nice.
Yes,
okay.
I've returned to my homeland of Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And it feels great.
Woo! And you're in the woods.
Hell yeah.
It's great.
It's fucking beautiful. It's so
Yeah.
nice, Kat. Love it
Good
here.
to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. How have you been?
I've been good. Did a bunch of backpacking. 2 weekends of it.
Mm-hmm.
I avoided poison ivy. Scott was not so lucky. And it was really great. I did have a panic attack on top of a mountain because I always forget that I'm really scared of mountains and like how open they are. And once we get to the top, I'm kind of like, oh, now I've got to go down, and it's pretty spooky. So,
so like looking down for the descent.
kind of. It's
Kind
like
of.
once you get to the top, there's no more trees to convince you that you're still in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like rocky, and it feels like you're about to like go off of a steep drop. And the mountain that we were on actually had like a pretty narrow path where it was just like a steep drop if you like walked over too far. So I was pretty scared. Scott handled it really well and gave me lots of pep talks because he's my Eagle Scout. And yeah, we got through it, but there was like a thunderstorm rolling in, like we could see that. I was like, I'm gonna die
that
on
from
top
the top
of
a mountain.
No,
let me see that storm rolling in.
Get me down. So we're practicing mountains now because I need to get exposure therapy if we're gonna do more of that. So our second weekend we did a much easier stretch of trail. It was still tough, and we did a lot of miles, but no like serious mountains. So that was nice. I wasn't like scrambling up rock faces and stuff. So
which range was this a part of?
So we were on the Appalachian Trail, but we were in the Harriman State Park area for the first one, and then I don't remember like where exactly we were in Jersey when we went in Jersey, but there were lots of cool birds and lots of cool frogs. I have to send you my frog videos because they were just like really croaking, and I like could not find them. They were so well camouflaged, but then I found one and I saw his big little throat puff up. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, we have a couple ponds outside of our like neighborhood where we live now, and there's lots of frog activity in there. They're always out there doing their little sounds in the evening when we're on our evening walks. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
that's so calming. I love the way a frog sounds.
It's awesome. There's like an awesome diversity of songbirds here as well. Been loving that again.
We gotta go bird watching.
Yeah,
gotta add to my list. But yeah, that's been, I think, the biggest thing we've done this summer. We went to a wedding in Oregon. That was amazing. The mountains there are crazy. We did not go up one.
Yeah,
I would have
feel like that'd be
died. There was snow on it. I've never seen a mountain
yeah.
with snow on the top, and that's fascinating.
Really?
Yeah, to think about something that tall that's like got snow on the top. That's wild. I mean, like, I've seen it in, like, pictures, but, like, never in person. It was very awe-inspiring.
Never in Maine?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, a lot of the East Coast mountains don't get, like, that tall. West Coast is just built different. It's crazy.
Yeah. The mountains are so different out there.
Yeah.
I was, this is really silly, but I was watching The Deer Hunter the other evening, and that's set, the part in the United States is set outside of Pittsburgh. And they do their deer hunting in the mountains, so it's meant to be, like, in the Allegheny Mountains. But they actually filmed it, I think, in the Cascades, which is
nice.
West Coast.
Yeah.
And for some reason I was on, like, some corner of Reddit regarding the Deer Hunter, and they were like, any amateur geologist could tell you that the Allegheny Mountains have never looked like this, blah, blah, blah. It's so obvious. And I was like, well, I mean, shots fired at Pennsylvania, but those mountains in the Deer Hunter are gorgeous. Like, I was specifically looking up, hey, where did they shoot the Deer Hunter mountain scenes? Holy shit, that looks amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
That reminds me of the X-Files episode where they claim to be in Iowa and there's, like, a mountain over a lake. I was like, have you been to Iowa? There's no mountains there.
Yeah. Don't be silly.
Don't be silly.
Oh, God. You know what I was watching the other night as well? Speaking of Iowa, I was watching Field of Dreams, and the entire time I was like, this really could have been an X-Files episode when you think about it. Like, this guy.
Oh, that's excellent.
This should have been X-Files. Yeah.
I love that. There are some baseball-themed X-Files episodes. They're a little weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember those.
There's one where there's, like, an alien who's a baseball player. It was a really weird one.
I feel like we must have been, like, scraping the bottom of the writer's room that day.
It wasn't bad, but it was really weird. Not my favorite episode. I remember distinctly, like, watching it while studying for a test, and I was like, this is really distracting back in college.
Was the alien accused of using steroids?
No.
Missed opportunity.
I don't even really remember. That season was a blur. That was my senior year of college, and I was, like, studying for genetics tests and trying to pass. But yeah. We celebrated a huge milestone. Happy 3 years of podcasting.
Happy 3 years, Kat.
Can you believe that?
Yes and no. Like, it feels like longer, but it also feels like, I don't know. So much has happened in those 3 years. Yeah. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Life goes on.
Yeah.
And
life finds a way. We're still here.
Continue potting.
We continue potting.
Yeah. Very exciting.
You know why?
Why?
'Cause I still can't stop liking stuff, Kat.
I know.
There's still so much shit out there that I love, and I want to tell you all about it.
There is. I'm midway through something that I cannot wait to talk about on the pod. And it's a video game, and I'm playing it with Scott right now. And so I'm, like, paced by him not wanting to play it every hour of every day so that I can get through the plot. But it is fantastic. I'm obsessed with it, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Is it new or not new?
It's new.
Okay.
Relatively. Like, came out maybe 4 months ago.
Okay.
Let me know if you've got guesses for what I'm playing.
Yeah, tell us your guesses, because I don't have any.
Yeah, it's really excellent.
Exciting.
But yeah, I'm finally feeling excited about media again, which is nice. Though I haven't been to the movies in a few weeks. Many weeks. I don't remember the last time I was at the movies, honestly.
Oh, no.
I know. I finally watched Don't Look Up, though, and that was quite good.
You know, I still haven't gotten around to that one.
Yeah. I was skeptical of it, but it was recommended to me by a friend, and I was like, oh, that's actually really good. Good performances. A little too on, like, it's a little on the nose for the administration right now, but in a cathartic way, probably. But quite good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else has transpired since I spoke with you last?
What?
A milestone in the household. We have, Will and I, we've acquired our first Blu-ray.
A Blu-ray DVD or Blu-ray player?
Blu-ray the disc.
Okay.
We don't have a player yet, but I have hopes for eventually figuring out what the hell kind of region-free player is actually region-free. The jury's out on it, but I could not pass up the opportunity to purchase the 4K restoration of Wake and Fright, brought to us by Umbrella Entertainment. It is, like, I got this deluxe package for Will's birthday. It was released, like, a day before his birthday, so I was like, I'm getting this deluxe package. It's got, like, the discs and the original novel and I think a book of the script and a beer glass and a 2-up kit and a kick-ass t-shirt and all this other cool, like, peripheral artwork. And I'm looking at the disc right now on my shelf. The slipcover fucking rocks. It is, like, one of my favorite purchases that in recent memory. So
wow,
I couldn't pass it up, Kat. And we're gonna get a Blu-ray player so we can watch. We can Fright Blu-ray someday soon.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm also, like, furnishing our new home, so
yeah,
it's
gonna be Wake and Fright themed.
Yeah. I wish. Holy shit, that would be so sick.
You're walking. Let me welcome you to the Yaba.
Yeah. This is the Yaba. We got kangaroo meat. We got tomato beer. We got a lot of dust. Donald Pleasance lives in the backyard. It's great.
Oh my god. Incredible.
So yeah, baby's first Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been reading a lot of message boards about Blu-ray players. Haven't settled on an actual feasible winner yet. Might have DM'd Umbrella Entertainment to be like, help me.
Oh my god.
But we'll see.
That's really cute. I love that. I know.
It's so stupid.
No, I love it. I would just go to Amazon and buy a shitty one, but...
that's the thing. I don't know if it will play this type of disc. There's no, like, uniform. It's very complicated. But there's different discs from different regions, and different players play different regions, but not others. And they say they're region-free and will play all of them, but everyone says that's a lie on each of the like comment sections on each of the players on Amazon.
Knew that.
So it's like I'm trying to find out which one is the most universal, especially because my disc did come from Australia.
Maybe you should just, like, go on Australian sites and just buy an Australian one, since that's the only Blu-ray you want to watch.
Well, I want to get other Blu-rays, though, too.
Oh. I was thinking it was going to be, like, a Criterion Collection something or other, you know?
That would be cool, and I bet I could easily find a player that people will guarantee is compatible with that. Mm-hmm. But, see, this is why I reached out to Umbrella, to be like, hey, you gotta help me.
I'll pay you to send me... a Blu-ray player.
That's how purchases work.
Yeah. Yeah. You should go to Australia.
Okay.
Bring back a Blu-ray player.
Now we're talking.
Just have 2 Blu-ray players. Have a Blu-ray player that plays US Blu-rays and a Blu-ray player that plays Wake and Fright.
That's a maybe.
It's not out of the question. You have space for it now.
We do have space for it now. We just gotta work it into the budget.
You'll have to send me a picture of the haul. I want to see what it was. Like, what the deluxe package was.
I think I might have a picture of that.
Or I suppose I could just Google it. It doesn't have to be your property for me to know.
I know, I'm so jealous that Will got the t-shirt. It was his birthday present, so he got it. But I was like, damn, I want one of those too.
Oh, wow. Oh my god, the beer glass.
Mm-hmm.
That is neat. Wow. That's pretty cool. I love it.
Me too.
Happy birthday, Will.
Happy birthday, Will. All right.
All right. Well, should we talk about what media we've been loving lately?
Yeah, let's get into our favorite picks of the week, Kat. I want to tell you about my favorite film that I've seen so far this summer in theaters. Definitely so far. We're nearing the very end of July, so we're only partway through the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, my favorite movie this summer so far has been 28 Years Later. And I was excited for 28 Years Later. I'm sure you and I talked about it in the run-up on the pod, especially because I was obsessed with the trailer and how effective it was. But I still had medium expectations going in, which I think was really good because it absolutely blew me away.
Oh, nice.
28 Years Later, it's written by Alex Garland, one of our guys. We've talked about him a lot this year already.
Yeah.
Directed by Danny Boyle, and it stars Alfie Williams, Jodie Comer, and Ray Fiennes. And it's the third entry in the 28 Later franchise. And in this entry, Danny Boyle is back at the helm, and he's in rare form, breathing new life and verve into this franchise. This particular film follows Spike, who's played by Alfie Williams, who's a teenage boy growing up on a tidal island on the coast of England. And the story begins by following him fulfilling a rite of passage in his tiny community by making his first trip to the infested mainland. And, I mean, I don't even know where to begin, Kat. There's just so many things that I loved about this film. I'll start at the beginning. It's got an absolutely killer cold open, and I'm definitely gonna try to not spoil anything for you because you haven't seen it yet, but I think there's a good chance you will see it sometime, right?
Yes, I would love to. I actually haven't seen any of them, but you can spoil whatever you want from it's fine. I know the general premise, so.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that's all you need to know. This isn't anything that is built up on previous knowledge. All you have to understand is that there's an infected outbreak and the origin was in the UK.
Okay.
And so the island was cut off from the rest of the world to keep the infection from spreading.
Gotcha.
So basically it's a big old quarantine island. And like the title says, that happened 28 years ago. So some stuff has happened in the meantime. Anyway. But like I was saying, it starts with a fucking killer cold open that is, I believe, contemporaneous with the original outbreak. So you're watching something from 28 years ago during the original outbreak in the UK. And it kicks ass. I think it's a cold open. At the very least, it's a prologue.
Okay.
It's been like a month since I've seen the movie, so I'm a little fuzzy on the technical details. But you know what I mean if you've seen it. The prologue is great and makes some bold choices and uses some choice iconography that I did not expect to return. But I mean, yeah, there's just a lot more going on in this movie than I expected completely. When I was watching the film in the theater, I, at first, was a little uncertain about the editing style. It's certainly unique, and I wasn't sure if it suited my tastes, but as the film progressed, it definitely felt like I was getting used to it, and while there were some moments from time to time where I was like, is this film completely going off the rails? Are we in a tailspin right now? Eventually, through the sheer force of momentum and boldness, I was like, no, it works. It's all coming together. we're on a crazy train, and the captain is a madman, but he knows exactly where he's going.
I love that.
So then I was along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of metaphors, but you know what I mean. And something that's really cool about this entry in the franchise is obviously it's happening much, much later than the other entries. And so enough time has progressed that there's been actual evolutions among the infected. And Alex Garland put in some really interesting thought into different phenotypes of infected that have emerged in the time that the infection has still been present in the UK. And I found that diversification among the infected really interesting. And there's some certain functions that have emerged among the infected that also add some really interesting biological complexities to everything that's going on. And I really liked that depth that was brought to not just like different infected that our protagonists are encountering, but different questions that you're thinking about in terms of how this disease is morphing. And I just loved the detail that was clearly put into that. Another thing that I found extremely impressive with 28 Years Later is that the movie very, consistently focuses on Spike and his two parents as like the central characters of the film. His parents are played by Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jodie Comer. I know you love Jodie Comer.
I love Jodie Comer. Did she have a great Midwestern accent?
Not in this one.
Boo.
She was excellent as always, though. And something I just loved about the movie is that it's almost always very tightly focused on their family. But also the scope of the movie at the same time, it just feels like blown wide open compared to the other entries in the franchise. Like there's so much going on off screen that you can feel simmering in the borders because you're seeing remnants of other gangs of people. You're seeing ecosystems developing in a way among the infected. You're seeing just remnants of the tip of the iceberg of a lot of things happening. And that really, really broadens the story in a way that I found really engaging and enriching. So the scope just feels so much larger on this one. But like I said, Spike and his family are almost always at the core of what's going on in the film. There's a couple diversions from them, but those also work. But it's it works well, and the entire thing is backed by an absolutely kick-ass score by the Young Fathers that is not at all what I was expecting in terms of a score to like a franchise horror movie. It is way more original, way more complex, and way more stirring and provocative than I was expecting. And it just suits the tone of the movie so well by clearly being like a really bold and original choice. The way like every dimension of the film is very bold and original and often very unconventional. So yeah, it's an unconventional score that completely coalesces with the unconventionality of the rest of the film. And that just definitely, it like underscores the like spirit of the entire venture, which is that it just, the entire thing like spits in the face of convention and expectation, which I think is one of the coolest things you can do in the third entry to a franchise. Like I just, Alex and Danny just absolutely like ripped the lid off the franchise, and we're like, you think we're out of ideas? Here's a lot of ideas, and they're all gonna fucking surprise you and knock your socks off. And I was just like, yes, boot it up, I'm ready, this is awesome. So just the whole spirit of the film was very refreshing in something that could easily be stale. Which is not to say that there wasn't depth as well. Yeah, it was spirited, but a lot of that spirit comes from surprise laughs. There's like an interaction with a soldier at one point in the film that was really funny and got a lot of laughs in my theater because there's like a culture clash where you basically find out the rest of the world has moved on in the past 28 years and has unfolded very much like the world you and I live in. But the people that are quarantined on the island have been kind of in a standstill in terms of culture. And so when people meet and begin exchanging cultural ideas and norms, it's really comical, the mild disagreements they have. So that was very funny. But there's also a lot of heart, and I would say there was lots of tears in my theater at one specific point in the movie, which is, if you've seen it, you know exactly what it is. There's a very, very moving section that I thought was extremely well done and just wonderfully executed. And I thought just completely surprisingly moving and heartful for a movie like this. Like, I didn't expect that whatsoever. I don't think anyone expected to be crying at 28 years later, but they were. Everyone was. It was great. It's phenomenal. And so, yeah, this like franchise movie had more heart and more depth and more spirit and more beauty than like basically anything I've seen this year. And not only did it have those things, it had them despite of what you would expect from a movie like this. So like all of those things I thought fed into that unconventional spirit of the film. And I mean, on top of all of that, there's like incredible performances throughout. All of the main cast is amazing, but I just like unsurprisingly was blown away by Ray Fine. His character is phenomenal. His character, Kat, okay. I don't want to spoil this for you because I do feel like this is a mild spoiler, but once you see it, we gotta talk about how Ray Fiennes' character fits very snugly into a particular wheelhouse of character that I love.
Okay.
Like, straight down the middle is a perfect example.
I'm very excited about this.
His character rocks. His character was my favorite character, I believe, so far.
Excellent.
Having just seen this one. And, I mean, I've seen the previous ones, but going into this movie, I also knew that this movie was kicking off a trilogy rather than closing a trilogy. And that actually became really important while I was viewing the film because the ending is very surprising. And if I hadn't known this was the beginning to something new and was thinking it was the close to just 3 films and then the end, I would have been completely puzzled. So luckily I knew that there's more to come, and I was like, wow, I can't believe Danny Boyle, this fucking madman, ended this film this way. I can't wait to see what happens next. Like, this is completely, like, knocked my socks off, surprised me, and I was like, wow, what a turn. Whoever could have predicted any of this? Nobody. Just absolutely, just really out of the box filmmaking, and was really just so refreshed by it. All of this was just completely refreshing, and sometimes it's bonkers, and sometimes it's profound, but the entire experience as a whole was just deeply enjoyable, and I would definitely watch it again. Like, there's so much to recommend it. And I mean, I'm talking a lot about how unconventional it is. There's some conventional elements that are like very tense sequences that are very, proficiently executed. Like, there's a scene on the causeway that is heart-pounding and perfect, and it's exactly what you want from a movie like this. And I fucking loved that sequence. It was thrilling. And so there's a great weaving of convention and unconvention in this film, and I think it's the best Danny Boyle has been in years, and he and Alex Garland are such a good team.
Yeah.
And I really want you to see it, Kat, because it's not what I was expecting at all, and I think the less you know going in, the better.
Oof. I'm excited. Yeah, I need to watch all of them just in general, because I feel like it's a major gap in my like horror genre education. But this review has me very compelled. So yeah, I'm excited. Wow.
Just thrilling stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of thrilling stuff, I read Great Big Beautiful Life. And it was fucking so good, Remy. It was awesome. I don't know that it's my favorite Emily Henry, but it felt very different, or not very different, but it definitely felt different than some of her other books. And I think that she really did something different with her formula, and explored some similar themes in a different mode, or in a different premise, and I really enjoyed that. If you don't know, I'm a huge Emily Henry fan and have read all of her books so far, and this is her 5th book?
Let's see.
Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, Book Lovers, Happy Place, Funny Story, 6th book.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is going to be a spoiler-free overview as well. Because
I haven't read it yet.
Remy has not read it yet, and I can't wait for you to read it, because I think you're really going to like it.
Awesome.
The very, very basic plot is that 2 journalists are competing for the chance to write the biography of a famous socialite woman from many years ago. Her name is Margaret Ives, and she has dropped off the face of the earth many years ago, 20 years ago. She dropped off the face of the earth, and no one knows her whereabouts until she decides she wants to do a biography, and she wants someone to write her life story, and she's finally ready to kind of come back into the light and tell her story. So the 2 potential authors in the running, are Alice Scott, who is a clever, optimistic, peppy woman, just a lot of energy, just very bright and sunshine, and wears her heart on her sleeve, and is very good at making friends. So she has been given this opportunity. And then there's also Hayden Anderson, who is quiet, guarded, and most notably a Pulitzer-winning author for a different biography that he's written.
Oh boy.
So it's a neck and neck competition. But I think they're both feeling intimidated by each other. And Margaret gives them 1 month of interviewing her to win her over. So at the end of that month, 1 will stay, and then 1 will return to the other side of the country. And so they're in Georgia, and one of them lives in New York, and one of them lives in LA. So regardless, one of them's going back to a coast. Gotcha. There's just one hiccup. They are falling for each other fast. So, I mean, it's an Emily Henry book. You know where it's going. It's great. I think the premise was really amazing. I ate it up. I didn't want to put it down. Yeah. I read it. Once I got reading it, I was ready to finish it. It was awesome. So, flew through it. I've read only 2 other books this year, which is a new low for me. Mm-hmm. Even in grad school, I read more than this.
I've been slacking too.
But this has totally renewed my vigor for reading, which is so nice and refreshing. Mm-hmm. And like I kind of alluded to, this book had a lot of her usual themes that I really love. She's exploring grief. She's exploring issues with your family and how you interact with them. She's exploring, just general misunderstandings between people and kind of assuming certain things about people before you know them. But it really felt so different from her other books, and I feel like maybe Beach Read is the closest.
I was thinking of that, actually.
To this,
yeah. Especially the specific dynamics between the 2 leads.
Absolutely. But there's also a really big element of mystery here that doesn't come from the romantic plot line, which I think is really nice. Learning about Margaret and her life, and it being very slowly paced throughout the entire book through these interviews is really amazing. Mm-hmm. And the 2 characters aren't allowed to talk to each other about it. So their interviews are totally different. They're not interviewing her together. And so you don't know what she's telling Hayden at all. You only know what she's telling Alice. Mm-hmm. And so it's always a question of what does he know? What is how is that interacting with his and Alice's dynamic? It's really excellent in that sense. And usually when there's 2 big stories being interwoven, I'm more dedicated to one than another. This is just a thing with me.
Yeah.
But I was almost as excited to read Margaret's story as I was reading the budding romance and budding friendship between Hayden and Alice, which I was very impressed by because I didn't expect to like the biography that's being written nearly as much as just the, romance. I love a good romantic plotline.
That is a pleasant surprise. I know exactly what you mean, wanting to get back to the main plot.
Yeah. I thought one thing that was kind of different about this story in terms of the themes it focused on is how people are experiencing loneliness and how that looks different for different people. And the things that can come between your loved ones and you. For example, fame, greed, grief, fear, and complacency. And how all of these different aspects of our interactions can lead us to live very lonely lives. And I liked that. I thought it was definitely something I enjoyed mulling over. And then the last thing that I would say is I would actually double feature this, not with a book or a movie, but with a podcast. And I would double feature it with the podcast Heavyweight, if you've ever listened to that, because it feels like that kind of journalism. It just feels like you're slowly uncovering someone's truths and their darkest secrets and their regrets. And in doing so, it teaches you about your own regrets and mistakes. And I think that that's really lovely.
Shout out Jonathan Goldstein.
Shout out Jonathan Goldstein. I haven't listened to that podcast in a really long time. It makes me fucking cry every time.
I know.
It's so sad.
I know.
But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I don't even know what my rankings are anymore. It's been so long since I've read them.
Ooh.
Also, in terms of tone, I felt like it was almost more book lovers-y, which I think is why I liked it so much. It's like the best parts of Beach Read and the best parts of Book Lovers.
Those are my two favorites.
They're so good.
Yeah. I know you're really selling this to me, Kat.
Mm-hmm. I would also maybe pair it with Twisters. There's a specific there's a specific scene that I would pair with a specific scene in Twisters, and it did it for me. I was liking it.
That's
it was great.
So funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
Amazing. Shall we do our friend diagram?
Let's do our friend diagram, Kat, where we talk about what these two favorites have in common. I have a few things.
Okay.
The first one that stood out to me is that we both really like these pieces because they bring a really novel formula using some familiar components that we like. So a nice kind of, what's the word? Like a remix on a comforting, not a comfort media, but a familiar media.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. I forgot to say this. It's very simple, but they're both set on an island. They're both set on like a little island.
Fuck yeah, that rocks.
Or not set on an island, but an island is involved, I suppose.
Yeah, that counts. I'm counting it. Ooh, I would love to go to an island in Georgia. That sounds nice. I know. All right. This is similar to my first one, but I'm counting it as separate because we both found these refreshing and invigorating as for like modern versions of genres we love. Yeah. Yes. Invigorating. Definitely invigorating.
Yeah. I finished it at like midnight last night and I was like, should I text Remy that I finished the book? It's so good. And then I was like, no, I'll chill. I'll text her tomorrow.
I'm so happy you liked it. I gotta get my hands on it.
Yeah. I will literally drive you this book. I will come hang out with you and I will drive you this book.
We can meet in the middle. Meet me at King of Prussia.
I don't know where King of Prussia is, but
it's where they have the huge mall.
Oh. Huh. I know nothing about Pennsylvania. Oh my God, we should meet at a Sheetz.
Oh God. If you want to. Only if Justin McElroy is there.
Yes. We'll send him a DM.
Yep.
I wrote down that this kind of is a repetition of what we've already said, but that there was a lot more going on than we initially expected going into it, which added to that, like, invigorating sensation, right? So, like, we expected one thing going in, and there was just, like, a lot more to unpack, and a lot more going on there.
Yeah, and I imagine a lot of that was revealed through flashbacks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like kind of like storytelling.
Yeah, the storytelling from another era. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in 28 Years Later with the flashback opening. You don't have any way of knowing this because I didn't really get into it, but these both sound like they contain examinations of how you become alienated from your loved ones. That's something you made explicit in your description, but that's also something that is contained within the family dynamic, the family story of 28 Years Later.
Ooh, that is a really good one.
Yeah.
This is a stretch, but there's like 3 iterations of the movie so far. So like 28 hours, 28 days.
Days, weeks, years.
Weeks. Yeah. Sorry. Days, weeks, years. And there's, in Margaret Ives' story, you like focus on 3 distinct generations of her family. Like, she starts like 2 generations back and like tells the story from there.
Damn, that's a thorough
it's
investigation.
Really good, though. It's really good.
I believe you.
But I think that, yeah, I would say that there's like 3 time periods of like being focused on in both of them. A rule of 3.
Yeah, but like hitting all of those time points, I imagine, adds a depth to your appreciation for the current moment.
Yeah.
And I think that's certainly true of both. Because, yeah, things wouldn't hit as hard without the perspective of time.
Yeah. My last one is that they're both 2025 releases.
Oh, yes. Shoot, I forgot to say that. I hope it was implied. Yeah,
it's new.
Yeah.
It's the new one.
I just like to say it to be thoroughness. I usually say it at the top, damn it. See, well, I'm so out of practice, Kat.
They had to stick around. They had to stick around to the end.
The big reveal. The big reveal. 28 years later is from 2025.
Oh my god. This is a great way to kick off 3 years.
Yep.
Our 4th year of podcasting.
You could say it either way. Both true.
Yeah. Nice.
Celebrate 3 years and kick off the 4th.
Woo.
Woo.
Thanks for sticking around with us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Good media is always out there. So
it's there.
We'll always be reading it, watching it, listening to it.
And ready to recommend it to you. Thanks for joining us this week on Friend Diagram. Thank you to Tyler Seek for the creation of our intro and outro music. Did you take any of our recommendations? Have any thoughts on the show? Let us know at frienddiagrampod@gmail.com, and we might read your email on a future episode. If you can, please take a moment to rate and review the show on your podcast app of choice, and we'll see you back here, same place next week. Bye for now.